dreamed of winning $1 million? What will you do? Buy a house, pay off student loans, take all your friends and family on an amazing vacation? How about giving it all away? That's what our Foot Soldier of the Week just did. Nancy Atwell is a language arts teacher with more than 40 years of experience as a professional educator. She is the founder of the independent school, the Center for Teaching and Learning in Edgecombe, Maine. And this month, she was awarded the first annual Global Teacher Prize given out by the Varkey Foundation. The prize, per the foundation's website, is awarded to, quote, one super special, innovative, and caring teacher who has made an inspirational impact on their students and community. The award has been called the Nobel Prize of Teaching and comes with a $1 million prize. Nancy's plan for the money is to pour it right back into her school, to fund tuition assistance, purchase books, and renovate the grounds. I'm so pleased to be joined now by our Foot Soldier of the Week, Nancy Atwell in Brunswick, Maine. So,
good morning.
How did you make this decision? Was it an easy one? Did you think about going on vacation?
It was automatic. There was never a question. I mean, I have everything I need, but my students don't, and my school doesn't, so it was a no-brainer.
You know, this idea of awarding a prize of this size to a teacher feels like such an important way to say that teaching is important and that what teachers do is valuable. But I also wonder if there are policy changes we ought to be making that give that message to more teachers more consistently.
I think right now the climate is not a very good one for teachers who want to be autonomous, who want to be creative, you know, who want to have a big influence on kids' lives. I know at my school, because it's a demonstration school, we work really hard to develop methods and then disseminate them to teachers around the country. So our kids, for example, you know, our older kids read at least 40 books a year. They write, you know, 20 or 30 pieces of publishable writing. They choose what they're going to write and read. They have all this time and practice. And those aren't options that are available under the standardized methods and standardized tests that are controlling right now what's happening in public education.
You know, what you're saying there about the value of these experiences of learning and of being producers of knowledge, not just consumers of it. I want to take a listen to something you said about the relevance of being global citizens. Let's take a listen.
It's not possible for children any longer to just understand their own communities. They need to understand the world, and they need to have vicarious experiences of it. And they need to have empathy for the range of experience that exists beyond their own borders.
How do we do that? How do we create that empathy for experiences beyond their own borders?
Well, in my school, which is in rural Maine, it's about as isolated culturally and ethnically as it can get. It's very white. You know, we've worked on so many different fronts. Melissa, we celebrate every ethnic and religious holiday at the school. Our students are active in the Model UN. They were the first middle school kids in Maine to learn about other countries and represent them as diplomats on issues like girls' education and animal rights. We have the most fantastic classroom library of books that represent children from all kinds of cultures and tell their stories. And we engage in lots of fundraising activities for organizations that are doing work around the world that the children and I are concerned about, like Doctors Without Borders and Oxfam. So in every way, I'm trying to help the kids understand that they need to know about the world out there because they can't empathize unless they have knowledge. And that's really the job, I think, of every school in the U.S., to open its doors to every kind of experience so our kids, if we really want them to be global citizens, have had have had their lives touched and have touched others' lives in sincere, profound ways.
I want to say two things. I so appreciate that worldview, that perspective. At Wake Forest University, where I teach, we sum that up by calling it pro humanitate, that spirit of being for humanity.
Yes.
And I also just want to thank you very personally as the mom of a 7th grader, because your text was extremely helpful to me in thinking about what middle schoolers can do and the ways that middle school education can be great education. Nancy Atwell in Brunswick, Maine, our foot soldier of the week, giving back her $1 million to her students and to her community. Thank you so much.